Hello, 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 and welcome to another round of Final Fantasy Randomizer's Chaos's Winter Carnival, our Winter Tournament 2023. We are here for Game 3 between ADR and Krelen. ADR won the first one. We just saw Krelen take the last one about an hour ago when he found a black belt in Earth Cave and managed to take that freight train all the way through to Chaos, surpassing ADR and his 5-minute lead right there. It's an impressive run. I am Dark Meanie X, joined by Thavian and Hawk here in the room together for this, our third match. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. Thavian?
Indeed, indeed. This is a fight really proven to be worth the round of 32. In fact, the winner has to go on to face round of 16 against Hate 13. There's going to be a challenge either way. Focusing on this fight, though, we've got a Forced Fighter and a Red Mage, as well as it looks like they both chose the Black and White, so it's Fighter Rainbow either side. I can understand taking or liking having that fighter because it has plus 10 strength and plus 20 hit percent with only a -5 luck. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I probably would have skipped the Thief because they have a no bracelet malice, and I don't know, depending upon what you're doing, the bonuses they had didn't really make the Thief super useful. But I don't know about, like, the full Rainbow. Rainbow is a very safe party. When I first started playing the game way back in, like, the 1990s on the NES when it was busted, I did Rainbow because it just feels safe. But, you play Randomizer enough, and you're sitting there going, I don't need Rainbow anymore. Rainbow, who needs Rainbow? I think I probably would have gone, like, Fighter double black red on this, and then saw how the magic played out. It could go either way.
Yeah, the interesting things here with that Forced Red Mage, we get equips Gauntlets and Helm and a +1 MP per level all, which is nice for, well, charges, but there's no fast, which can definitely be a detriment as far as utility spells.
Yeah.
The White Mage gets plus 800 gold and plus equipped axes at a -15 health, so you could basically just call that a vanilla White Mage that's a little squishy. As far as the Black Mage, Thief Swords, resist death and fire, and no pro rings, which...
I mean, the way I look at it, the Red Mage for me is there to act as a backup White Mage while doing some black magic. And one of the most important black spells I need from that Red Mage, fast, is not in his repertoire. Now, there's other spells he can learn. Temper and Nuke, those are going to be great. There might be good sweepers for him to use as well. But, like, for me right now, he's going to mostly be relying on the white magic to make up for his shortcomings. And I don't need another White Mage on top of that White Mage. I'll take more sweepers over that. More sweepers, more temper, more fast, more everything I want. And we're rolling.
Here we go. Nothing so much. We got Cure 4 and X-Fur and White Magic, and then Warp level 1. That is not horrible to see early.
I'd go with the Warp. I'd go with probably the Rub. I would take the Cure 4. Use the Rub pretty much for Garland, and that's about it. And then the Warp is just nice to have, so that's helpful. Cure 4 is Red Mage learnable, so that's lovely. And that right there means that, if I had just a Red Mage with no White Mage, I feel perfectly good about that decision. I got one of its most important White Magic spells. I can be happy with it now. I'm done. And a Rapier +3. There we go.
And that was a Baron Armory shop. He only had copper +3, but it was copper +3 for so low that they could afford at least one of them.
And then we've lost Krelen. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was just probably a blip on his end. Zeus Gauntlet, that's also nice to have. So, like, as I said, you'd use the Rub that you got from Garland, have your Black Mages or any Black Casters cast your Rub, while the Fighter is there with the Zeus Gauntlet throwing that out, because that's basically going to be the best damage he's going to be able to do. And if 3 Rubs don't take out Garland on the first round, and 3 Rubs don't take out Garland on the second round, then that Zeus Gauntlet will probably do it after 2 or 3 rounds, and you'll be fine. Like, perfectly sane strategy right there.
Yeah, but I mean, the Saber's probably going to be effective.
Yeah. I don't know, it's a Rapier plus or a Saber minus. I'd probably buy the Rapier because of the plus.
Yeah, well, that's an Fire -1, which is definitely solid.
That'll help, but you're talking about a level 1 fighter, because I didn't see them take any fights right now. Like that, and ADR putting it on his red mage of all people. Interesting.
Stinger. Creeps are creepy.
I would not like this. This is... Oof. Level 2 fighter, woo!
ADR using that warp to get out so he can at least tent up.
Yeah. Get a save, even if his characters remain poisoned, they have more health. And we're just punching away. We're not going to bother with rub or zap or anything. We're just going to swing a few times. Garland does die, and that is that right there. Level 3 for ADR. Krelen goes into his match, or comes out of his match. Bottle and Ruby. Chaos is not tough, but thick.
Tia has nuke.
Pretty tough for Kraken. Number of times that he can hit. And Lich is a speed bump. Very weak. No one cares about him. Carrie has nuke. Okay.
So a couple nukes confirmed.
Now, I saw that okay, Ruby and Bottle, that's what we got. So no early floater this time, no obvious indication of where we should go just yet. So Provoka's next on our list. We're going to go over there. We're going to see what Bicky has, and we're going to decide what direction we want to head from there at that point. My presumption, and Davian, you can correct me if you would do it differently, if we don't get an item that immediately sends us back over to Dwarf or Astos, I figure both of our runners are probably going to go to Crescent.
Yeah, at this point, especially if you've got the save items to manipulate water or river encounters, going for that Crescent drop is just, it's a free incentive item plus the check for the store. It's a good move.
Zeus Gauntlet does work, but not before the Black Mage dies or stayed dead from when he was dead from before.
I don't think he picked him up.
Yeah, that's fine. That's interesting. I would rather the Black Mage survive than that White Mage. Herb just indicates to me that we may as well, keep going around the river system because we're getting to Elfland eventually. And there's our key for... Ooh. So here is our issue. We have heal 3, harm 3. Harm 3 is not bad, especially with the White Mage that can cast harm all. Blind block, hold, and lightning for black magic, which we're gonna see here, but we had our was written down by our lovely trackers. So the black magic sucks. Krelen having the black mage be down, perfectly reasonable at this point. We know the magic sucks. Like, lock is great to have, but that's only for Topher. It doesn't do anything for you right now. Harm 3 is about your best spell. Harm 3 might be able to take out the Frost Wolves on a pop grind if you can get the Frost Wolves early enough. That key is essential and is locking another key item behind it. The part of me is like, we could go do a pop grind, but I'm going to feel bad about this pop grind.
Yeah, I think going river, going to Crescent, getting the incentive item, just progressing, knowing that key is there. And if you get the airship or the boat, it's a very quick jaunt right over to get the key lock in Canary Castle.
See, my big concern is that I don't take the key, my opponent takes the key, and sitting in Canaria locked is Floater.
That is interesting. Krelen is backing off of the Crescent drive, is going to Volcano to try and get some gold, and probably...
Exactly. Yeah. That was... Yeah, the gold is the important part, because if he can get that... Oh, God, I wish I could kill this Blue D right now. The gold is the important part, because if he's got the money right there to do the key purchase, maybe after you hit Crescent, you just decide to go back up to Provoka. Okay, so here's the thing, though. You're in a position right here that, Elfland is just as far away, or maybe even more so, than key to Canaria. Like, there's 2 key items to do there, but you're gonna get 2 key items from Crescent to, Herb Turn-In. I feel like you gotta do...
5.
Yeah, yep, that was lovely. I feel like you gotta keep going around the Circle C at this point. You're kind of committed to it now. ADR doing the pop grind! Everyone's pop grind!
The most underrated thing that anyone who played the original game knew about, whether they knew it or that is a red stake. That is...
Was that a first step off the power cycle, get an encounter?
I don't know, but if it is...
Pop grind, like, if you can kill this, that's great. Although, the one downside of the dinosaurs is they're not actually worth that much money. It's like the only downside to them.
Krelen might be in a better position to go for that gold grind because he can get some giant. Never mind, he's dead.
No, that's not pretty. Was that the Caribs or was that the Ocho that did that?
All I saw was Blizzard and Death.
That's pretty metal. Blizzard and Death. ADR is
Starfall
going...
saying it's the Ochos.
ADR is walking back towards Crescent, or to Canaria. I don't think he didn't get the key, so this is an interesting play.
Route divergence, route confusion. Maybe
Okay,
he's checking for
didn't...
the closet to see if there's enough gold in there.
He didn't like the pop grind idea, so he's trying something else. Whole lot of nothing. I mean, a little more money, but not really enough to justify the walk.
Only 1/10 of the requirement.
Yeah.
Level 6 Fade, slot 1.
And Ice 3. Well, there's one of the sweepers you really would have liked the Black Mage to have. And there's the canal.
Well, the boat has to be somewhere, and we've seen very few places so far.
So I kind of feel like ADR is desperately trying to play the seed a way that he thinks Krelen won't. But like the best guess I can come up with here.
Well, this is their third match, and only an hour separating it from their second, so they might just be getting in each other's heads.
The unfortunate thing is both of those treasures are probably great ones to sell to potentially get some money, but you don't want to sell either of them.
Indeed, that black shirt plus 1 is good armor too when they promote.
And you assume he's going to class change this party, so that just kind of hurts.
And that's the crown out of the herb turn-in, so Northwest Castle next up for Krelen.
So
likely.
Like, if Floater is here, somewhere around, like, Crown or Marsh Cave, then ADR hasn't lost any time. If Floater is behind... If Floater is outside the Circle C and, like, ADR has to go do Canal and stuff, I feel like ADR's lost some time here. There's Arfast, there's Bane.
The river system can be a shortcut, or it can just be a time sink.
Rue's life, life not Red Mage learnable, but life is Red Wizard learnable, but Rue's is learnable right now, so if you desperately want to have your Red Mage be able to, like, do stuff.
Red Mage learnable, that is a level 4 nuke.
Unfortunately, I don't think ADR had the money for that kind of thing. Gonna go do the crown turn-in, though, ahead of Krelen. And then we may see him go dip Marsh after this.
That is the floater.
Well, okay, so ADR hasn't really lost time. Good to know.
1,100 for them, but plus 5 on the gold bracelets in Elfland.
And also worth pointing out, though, if ADR wants to do a grind later, he at least knows that that Stake of Wings platter is right off the power cycle. So that's not bad. It's useful.
Indeed. We've seen the overworld grind work out in this match, even.
That's Floater for ADR. I think we go see him turn that in. He doesn't do anything else until that's taken care of.
Most definitely.
And then he can decide where he wants to go, whether it's Volcano or Ice Cave or anything. Probably Volcano, because he's gonna, like, he'll do what Krelen did and desperately hope he can get the money for that key that you can't afford, which you still can't afford after Volcano, but he doesn't know that yet.
He might just opt to chase down the incentives he can and then try and get the gold on the way, because he has that ruby. That means he can hop into Sarda and the Titan's Tunnel while he's there.
Depends on what he does. Yeah, I mean, Ruby's good. Ruby's a good turn-in. Bye, Red Mage.
I like the fact that he did take the swamp, and Krelen is as well. That's the somewhat safer, potentially, route than taking those rivers.
Well, especially since we know Blizzard is waiting on an enemy there on the Ocho, I think they said. So you really don't want to hit the river system with a party this low of level. Silver plus 5 is a lovely sled. Yeah.
That's one trick I've always done with menuing. You pop the floater and the bottle at the same time.
Nice.
It's just straight down to get there.
My favorite thing is the fact that it literally is straight down to Gaia, so that you can do that bottle turn-in. It's almost like the programmers knew we were going to randomize it and put a bottle with an easy access for the airship once you get it.
Unexpected optimizations, and yet they still left in TFC. I mean,
No,
that
TFC
was just to mess with us.
TFC was just to be rude.
Womp
That was
womp,
entirely them.
-3 Vorpal off that ferry.
Well, that's a nerf bat you'll probably sell for the key.
Sadly, in this flag set, we won't see TFC. For anyone who doesn't know, that is in the floor going to, in Sea Shrine, going to the Mermaid floor, there is a crescent-shaped room with one chest in it. And despite the fact that you need the key, or despite the fact that you do not, sorry, I've lost track on it. You need the key to get into it, despite the fact that you shouldn't not have the key by that point.
There are a couple of doors in the game that are locked, despite the fact that you should presumably already have the key up to that point. Gold plus 5, Dave. So there's no reason to have the doors locked. Like, presumably, the Topher door that leads into the loot slab, that one is there as a cheat protection. Like, if you somehow manage to glitch your way into that room and you want to try and go beat the game without, like, doing the whole game, like, they put the key there to prevent you from doing that. But, like, the one in TFC is assumed by most to actually just be a mistake and they used the wrong programmed door.
So, Sarda had the cube, the Titans had the rod, and ADR got the slab, which he's just translated in Melman, out of Cardia. He took the Forest Island shortcut to not have to go all the way down to Bahamut's Horde to pick that up.
It's smart. Like, well, you don't have the tail, so you really don't want to have to worry about, like, doing that check, like the full Bahamut Horde check, if you don't have to.
Yep, Krelen, after getting that rod and cube, has stopped here in Earth, checking out the spike tiles.
Copper plus 5 also worth mentioning. That's more than a silver bracelet, and silver bracelet can be endgame armor if you're desperate enough. Anything can be endgame armor if you're desperate enough.
I saw Gaze just now with this Sea Hag Gershark pack.
That's doable. If you can kill it, it's absolutely doable.
With all this exploring, only at level 9 on his 3-man party. This grinds could be done.
I'm pretty sure we saw at least one. Yeah, it was the Ale solo thief where he found the Gershark's Wizsehags as the tile in Astos' closet, and he took that and won that seed. So it's a doable grind, most assuredly. ADR going through and basically selling everything that he could possibly sell. Got rid of, I think, the Pro Cape and a Pro Ring. Getting rid of the Silver Gauntlet. That should get him to the 2,200 he needs. 22,000.
He's mortgaging every property he doesn't need to buy Boardwalk.
Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta play the game of Monopoly to win the game of Monopoly.
Indeed.
I usually lose the game of Monopoly, I'm just saying.
I usually try too hard to get Boardwalk, and thus I lose.
There you go, 2,100. He had more than enough by a little bit. That Silver Gauntlet really put him over right there. With that key in hand, he can now come back over here to Canaria and find out what the key was blocking. We know it wasn't the floater. That's as much as we know right now.
Unfortunately, due to the logic of this seed and the randomizer, this could actually just be the boat.
Yep. Well, we have 3 checks on the Circle C, boat, and 2 others. ADR playing the odds. I mean, it doesn't hurt to come over here and check this. You get some items, and you get to see what's here. And it is the TNT, which could still be the boat.
Vanilla boomsticks. As Krelen is on the Onrak continent, going waterfall.
This, well, so there's a common thought to this that don't come to waterfall area until you're going to be able to do the sea shrine as well. Like, you don't want to do one if you can't dip both at the same time because it's slower if you have to double dip. Loot that TNT was fantastic. That's everything you want. So key double required. Like Katana plus one.
Plus one is I mean, they're not going to get that thief.
No, they're not going to get the thief. Well, I mean, they could find a thief and replace one of their characters with the thief.
It kind of feels bad, Krelen running from that Ghastly, because it's a really good experience, but he's only on level 9. His party's not equipped to deal with it.
Yeah, no, he can't kill it. ADR coming in here, checking, finds Mudgalls. With Zap, he may actually be able to do this. I know their magic def is kind of, well, no, never mind.
They're cooking themselves and anyone around them.
Say goodbye. That is some hot ceramics right there.
Oh, there's the Oxyel for Krelen. I mean, he's not necessarily in the level position to go after Karakin, but he's got the gear to do it.
ADR tries a second time on the Mudgalls, gets cooked a second time, even harder, decides to bail. Can't blame him.
Yeah, I got 2 more spike tiles and 3 different chests here to check, so Northwest Castle, definitely a good option alternative.
Yeah,
really good
a Roostic, sure, why not? Okay. Ambushy Nightmares, he's gonna run. Good call. And then a couple mummies. Nope, that's nothing. So where to next, ADR? Well, Krelen starts doing the things that you already did.
That was the first check at level 5 magic, actually. Got Harm 4 and Harm 2.
ADR reset out of the Stinger Ogre Creeps and just lost that Roostic he got.
Well, at least he remembered, because he seems to be going right back.
No.
No?
No. I don't think he remembered. He'll remember eventually when he goes to look for it and realizes it's not there.
Now pushing his luck with these Circle C incentive items. Again, could be the boat, or it could be anything.
It's a coin flip. If he doesn't find anything useful, he'll reset out. But it could be the ship, but it could be anything else that he's actually in need of. So, and we know ribbons are +5, so you definitely like seeing them.
Indeed, we still haven't seen the incentive one.
So something to point out, you don't get encounters in front of doors. And it seems like a minor thing, but if you wander around the top side of this room as opposed to wandering over and down through the bottom side of this room as you're walking around in this dungeon, you take an extra step that may lead to an encounter you don't want to see. Tiny optimization, but like to play at the high level, you've got to start making those optimizations. So for ADR, just pointing out, there's an optimization to make.
Got some frosty scums with his color palette.
Here we go with the red D. If you can kill it, it's great. I don't think you can kill it. And he runs. And the Adjuvant, which could still be that ship. But he has the key, so he's going to go check some stuff.
Yep, we got the better trap tile room down here in Marsh bottom center, or bottom 2. I don't know how that would be.
Unfortunately, his levels are just so low, he's getting ambushed by everything. And that kind of sucks.
At this point, Marsh to his party is Marsh.
Yeah, it is. You don't really want to be here. I thought he had exit. Surprised he's doing well. It's fine. He got out quick. That's all that matters.
Yeah, exit was level 4 slot 1, so learnable, but also he was saving his money to get that key.
And this becomes the crystal, which could still be the ship. Now at this point, if it's me and I do get the ship, I'm not going to reset out of it, just because I've gotten like 2-3 key items that have led to other key items. So that's a bunch of bonus experience when I finally decide to do my grind. Like, resetting out of this whole chain doesn't feel worth it. And ribbon +5. Okay, so don't go to Ice Cave. That's what we're learning.
This is very important intel, and it means that at this point, the ordeals, I believe, is probably going to be the tail.
But you want
It's
the
gonna be
tail, so
yeah, it's going to be the tail or the chime, because the slab will go to the other.
Yeah. And you always put on ordeals. That's the rule.
Especially when you have level 1 warp, so you don't get lost and confused.
Lovely. He's
ADR
back
going
here
to-
trying. Huh?
I said ADR is taking the risk.
Yep. Yeah, he's trying with the blazers again. We're gonna see if he can kill it this time. Well, it doesn't blaze him yet. Hey, we get through one. Feels bad, but we got through one. And a pro ring for our... I'm not sure that was worth it, game. Thanks. Ugh.
And Krelen coming here too. He's gonna meet the blazing pottery.
He got ambushed by the... No, Krelen, you made the right call. I'm just like, I like the fast reset and immediate leave. Like, nope, yep, that's the call right there.
And he too is taking Marsh. He's gonna get in that chain of incentive items that'll lead to that ribbon.
I mean, with the spells you have and the low level you're at, ice is risky. Like, I love the ice play, and even I'd sit there going, you know what? I think I want to do Marsh instead.
I'll be honest, I'm shocked ADR actually walked back into that encounter. I figured he would have just warped out.
He does need some levels.
Light axe +3 out of that top chest.
Did he? No, it's fine. He's using it. Okay, that's smart. And he can kill him one hit, so, I mean, that's not nothing.
If he's got the survivability for the cremates.
Ooh.
That cheeky link play.
This is the Well, he's not taking a ton of damage. Oh, he must have a ice something on him that's preventing the damage. Because Blaze is not doing much of anything. So now this grind is actually kind of on lock here.
That was a good question. Does the ribbon have that effect to negate that elemental damage?
Oh, he's got a ribbon. Okay. If he's got a ribbon, I forgot about the ribbon. Yeah, he's fine. He just needs to not get punched so hard he dies. So, but that's some good levels.
Going really good for him because he came in with level 8 or 9 on his party, and he's up to 18 on that fighter.
Now, a bad set of crits, and he's gonna wipe. But so far, so good. He just needs to make sure he gets all the mud galls and not just one of the mud galls.
And this is reasonably good gold. That was 2,400 just from that one gall.
Good money, good experience. He's doing well. Like, the game's being nice and not giving him a ton to worry about, but at the same time, it's going to be a slow grind if he keeps just getting, like, solos. Blaze. Honestly, at this point, I'd rather them blaze me than punch me.
Krelen picking up that ribbon, then he's either gonna go chest diving or just go ahead and follow that slab.
We're sure he knows not to go to Ice Cave at this point. That's been beaten into everyone's head. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going the feign.
Yeah, which is smart. But I like ADR's play here. He found a grind he can take. Oh, well, okay.
Is it off the reset?
One would assume he got it really quick. If that's like instant T-bone, then yeah, it is chonkier than the last race that they did. I will say that.
It's not that chonky.
Chonky enough, but level 13. You don't complain. Pop, hard reset, step.
Oh, it's 110. That is just dirty to know.
Yeah, yeah. So Krelen going to be on the lookout for a black belt now.
He might die of a dungeon without promoting just to be safe.
Yep. Yeah. ADR stopping at level 25. That's a safe level right there. Most stuff in here is just not going to cause a problem to him. But he decides to mage stick anyway instead of trying to run. Because, yeah, no, I agree with that. These things will just die to a mage stick.
If he finds the black belt, it has a -10 strength debuff,
doesn't matter.
but that doesn't matter. He just levels it up and he goes.
Well,
He,
yeah, and the strength debuff only matters if the black belt's swinging a weapon.
yes, of course.
Yes. Yep. So it really doesn't matter.
Well, Krelen is going to go ahead and promote. He doesn't want to bank on finding a black belt again.
Well, it's only it's a 1 in 12 chance that you even find one somewhere in the seed. Like, it's 50-50 if a black belt even comes in, and then it's like, if it comes in, there's a lot of math you can do. It just is easier to say it's a 1 in 12.
I believe that this is the right move to get the tail turned in,
Yes.
get access to all the gear. If it wasn't for the fact that it was in Lefane, he could have then gotten magic. But looks like he's going right back there, either to get magic and or to just grind as long as he can.
ADR finally able to go and buy all this magic that he wanted, but then, of course, he's got all the money in the world because of those mud galls, so he's good now. He's fine.
Nearly one-shotting the knight with that blue stake.
Yeah, well, it's chonky enough. But he gets it down again.
Honestly,
And
this
now
is the perfect time to promote, because now his guys are at level 15. He's going to start accruing those casts for his knight.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so one downside that ADR is running into is that he didn't promote before he went and did his grind, so he's not going to get spell charges until, like, the next set of levels for those. With that said, if he found a fighter as one of the characters behind Fiend, you could swap a fighter for a fighter, and the promoted fighter would act like a promoted since level 1 fighter would have spell charges earlier. One of those tricks you can do if you're just looking to optimize things. If that matters to you.
Looks like Krelen just shifting around his armor. Now that he's promoted, got that black shirt equipped and moving that ribbon over.
So in Krelen's case, he is in go mode, so whatever he's going to do at this point is all in service of his go mode. ADR is still looking to get his go mode, which he will do here at Waterfall. And then, unlike Krelen, I'm going to guess that we will actually see ADR go and do Sea Shrine while he's in the area.
At this point, there isn't much reason not to, unless he really just wants to drive and go to try and find that tail, but tailless is totally doable with these flags.
Mm-hmm. ADR is in great position right here. And I mean, with what he's got going on, like, Light Axe isn't the best, but it did roll up. And there was some memeing in the Discord about how the Light Axe is actually, when it rolls up, it's a decent weapon. And it is actually not a bad weapon. He's got fast, he's got temper. He's got temper, doesn't he?
Temper, we actually haven't even seen, I don't think.
Really? He's got fast. I know.
Yeah,
what temper
fast
is, 'cause
was level 3.
Spoilers. But still, like, he's in decent position with what he has, so I could see just going with whatever it is that he's got on him and just praying. Like, Light Axe +3, that's not a bad weapon, I'm just saying. Maybe it's not ideal, but it is a weapon.
He switched to that Vorpal -3. Going
Really?
for those crits. Yeah.
Krelen did?
Yeah, he's on the Vorpal.
I mean, it's working. That feels dirty. That's what I'm saying. ADR doing the C play.
Looks like he's bringing up his Black Mage to try and get some levels on it.
If you get, oh my god, he used a house. Why has his Black Mage been dead this whole time?
Yes, it died in it. If I remember correctly, it died in Toph.
Wow!
And he has not picked it up.
Level 10. Woo-ha!
9 levels, 1 kill.
J-Lo confirming he was really level 10. Now he was level 1. Now he's level 10. That was a lot of experience just spontaneously dumped into that one little Black Mage. That's funny. Wow.
Well, taking his move into dungeon diving, he is going volcano while ADR is driving down into sea. We've got two different options here and two different entire party consistencies.
They're both going to do the same dungeons. Neither of them have the chime. Neither of them are going to get the chime. Unless they're desperate for searching for that tail. Wait, no, and Krelen already has a tail, so it's just whether or not ADR gets the tail that's the only difference between them. But, like, they both have the same key items as far as how they're going to finish it. So even though Krelen's in Volcano and ADR's in Sea right now, we're going to see them switch at some point, and it's going to be pretty much dead even for them. ADR checking the greens. Got the power bonk. Okay, well, there's our endgame setup.
Well, that's the power box found in the hallway in C. We've got the roost stick out of Northwest Castle, so the only thing we're missing really is the white shirt as far as the Survive and Buffs kit.
And yeah, as our tracker points out in the notes, we haven't seen it, but we know that at this point, Chime is going to come from Ordeals.
In all honesty, I was having some seed bleed, thinking Ordeals was done. Well, Katana +1. If they do find a thief, having that second caster, or he could potentially, Krelen could change out for a ninja and have a level 10 ninja instead of a level 10 black caster.
Well, and his party is far more evenly balanced than ADR's is, so actually swapping out one of his higher level characters for that ninja makes a certain amount of sense that you wouldn't see from like ADR's party, since mostly all the levels are on his fighter and no one else. Like ADR's survivability is entirely on that knight, whereas like Krelen has a more evenly balanced party.
Well, ADR picking up a lot of good gear on his dive. He's been stopping in those Sharknado rooms, and looks like he got a defense sword as well as potentially an ice armor +5.
So he did find a thief. This is behind Kraken, but the question is whether or not we bother getting it.
ADR isn't the one who got the katana, so I don't think he'd be incentivized to get it.
ADR got one of them. There's 2 katanas in the seed, and I'm pretty sure we saw ADR get one in Astos' closet.
I thought that was the roost stick. Was there a katana in there?
We saw a katana before this, and I was pretty sure it was on ADR's side. Maybe the tracker can let us know. Regardless, though. And now ADR is in for a fight for his life, because Kraken has destroyed that fighter. His one power spot, and they're dead. So, hey, look, experience for everyone else.
Yay!
Yay! So, do you take the thief, or do you not care? You don't care. You're not planning on class changing.
And Krelen is out with his his orb for fire lit up, and that's C for ADR.
Did you see what was behind the carry?
I believe it was a red mage.
Okay, then we don't care about that either. Both of them converging on Earth Cave, so we know that Krelen is just a few steps ahead right now as far as the seed is concerned. And he does have the tail as well, so... yeah.
Just such a steep drop off of experience or of HP when you see that black mage with under 200 health.
Uh-huh. Well, you know, he was kissing dirt for most of this. Now, the one thing I'm going to point out is Krelen keeps checking chests.
Well, we know he won't find that power bunk until he hits C.
But he will more than likely find it because it is greed right there. Unless he is in, like, just run and don't check anything, it's right on the path. You almost, like, have to check that one.
He has not been playing like Fizzlebeef, so he's more than likely to actually check. skipping the Asher chest on both sides. See if they get this. No, ADR is skipping that incentive trap chest right there for the vampire. Or better, trap treasure, I should say. And he's even skipping the vampire's footlocker. He's just going and going. Either ADR is happy with what he's got, or he is just only going to take chests that are truly, obviously, take it because it's easy. Because he's also skipping the armory.
He probably feels behind the 8-ball, and he just wants to go. He has his go mode. He knows go mode was easy to get. He's going to settle for what he has and just roll with it.
Did I just see Gurmedusa's cast in Viz 2? Or no, sorry, Grey Sharks?
Grey Sharks, yes. I saw that earlier, and I'm like, well, that's a grind I'm not taking.
Shark skin is tough enough. That is a light axe for 500 plus damage. There's no more speed bump there on ADR's side.
Yep. And that was a fighter, so no double fighter strats. Frankly, if you're not going to class change, then the rainbow is probably the way to go for your party. And now he's off to Volcano. And as far as clearance is concerned, he got through this whole fight, or that whole dungeon, a whole hell of a lot faster than Krelen did, in large part because he wasn't checking all those chests. The danger of loot goblining. Thankfully, Krelen decides to avoid the next floor. Good for him.
After playing this game for many a years, just vanilla and always going for every chest, no matter what I knew was already there, it takes a long time to get away from that loot goblin habit. I would not be shocked to see ADR just go straight in, heal up, and fight.
No, he's not checking anything. He done. Of course, he has to figure out how to make his Topher work, but I think he has a plan.
That one big body grind up early seems to be doing the carry. The rest of his team hasn't been taking too much damage.
He knows what's going on for Topher. He did check those things. I guess he's banking that, like, the nukes that are coming in from the couple of monsters that we know have them, couple bosses we know have them, aren't going to be enough to stop them. So, heck, maybe whole day and pray.
Indeed. And now Krelen out, dealt with the speed bump, heading to Siege Shrine as ADR clears Carry, and is headed to Toph.
One dungeon ahead. Krelen still has to do C. Not that far behind, frankly. But you know, don't loot Goblin Krelen. Just go. You've got a great party. You're set to roll.
That was a 40-minute 30 ADR into Topher.
It's a great time.
Keep seeing sub-hour potentials. These races in this round of 32 have been amazingly fast.
That's brackets for you.
The craziest thing is how many times airship is in the first 10-15 minutes, and yet it still takes just as long.
Mm-hmm. Well, you still have to do all your checks. And you still have to figure out where your go mode is, and then do the dungeons. There's a certain amount of set time baked in. Like, getting into Topher under 35 minutes is just so hard to do, no matter how good the seed is.
Very much true. And Krelen gonna get this check to get the power bonk.
There it is. That's gonna help him.
Grabs it. Whether he checks the Sharknado to get that defense sword or not, that's a bigger question.
Yeah, right?
Thinking about it, but not going to take that fight. He knows those Gersharks are a bit too dodgy and thick. Seafood Party Pack has Fast and Rub. Definitely don't want to deal with that.
No.
Did someone see something like purple-ish over on ADR screen? I don't know.
Whatever it was, it's gone now. Don't need to worry about that.
ADR moving on towards carry 2, making good time. And that's the defense sword for Krelen. He did pick that up, and hopefully at this point he does not box anything else. It may be a neutral defense sword, but it's still a ruse item.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to use it to swing. You're going to use it for what it actually does, which is give you ruse. That's all you need.
He did actually unequip the Vorpal when he switched to it for his fighter. He's got the defense instead of Vorpal on there now.
Huh. I guess. It's a choice. I don't think it's a bad choice necessarily, but... I mean, over the Vorpal, that's fair. That Vorpal -3 is not worth using. That's trash.
Yeah, you've got better damage base with that defense than you do with the Vorpal, and it rolls down, negating its crit advantage.
Yeah.
And that is a carry down on ADR's side. He is on to the water floor. As Krelen getting ready to pull carry 1. Or Kraken 1, I should say. I keep getting my K-name fiends mixed up.
Happens. Well, it'd be useful if we could just go with like the later versions of their names, like Merilith and Calamari. I actually don't know if Kraken has a different name in the later versions.
I just stick with Snake Lady instead of Carry. It works.
Getting the Invis 2 off, and then immediately Kraken is like, nope, and punches the Black Mage, and they go down. Nuke for 174, Fighter 7 hits for 289. Light Axe is actually doing okay. Maybe not great, but okay. Another hit. 5 hits for 184, slowly getting this Kraken down. Depending upon how much health it has, you could be close to having it dead already. Nuke comes in. 194, still not dead yet, but the Red Mage is. We're going to swing. Fighter goes to one knee. Got a ruse coming off. White Mage trying to keep themselves protected. 5 hits, 127. Come on, Fighter. There goes the Fighter now. Gear 4 comes off just a little too late. And now we're in real desperation mode. White Mage is not getting hit.
That ruse doing its job, but does he have Fade? Does he have a good caster item?
He doesn't. He has a Zeus Bonk and a Prayer. 53 damage. Miss.
I have to point out the weirdness that Kraken 2's last standing character is a White Mage.
I know, Kraken did not do his job. 31 damage with a miss to follow. 182, ouch. 53 damage. Gonna cure 4, that's smart. Oh, God. Good thing you did. And another cure 4, but thankfully a miss after. Otherwise, that would have been a clench moment. Oh, 138 and a Zeus. 44 damage. Gonna have to cure 4 again. Using all your cure 4s. Really need to ruse again, unfortunately. Just gonna Zeus. Can't do anything else. 36 damage. Miss. Miss. 45 damage. Come on, White Mage. 60 damage. Terminate.
So many prayers to the god of Zeus, Thor, just. I was gonna make a pray to the gods joke there, but I mean, my brain was broken by the fact that worked.
All you need is a White Mage in a dream. White Mage carry, everyone. They're the only party you need. We're gonna get solo White Mages next time. That's gonna be the tournament.
Well, ADR pulling Tia 2. Well, Krelen popped out, got his third orblet, and is now going for that blue deed grind because he believes he is not fit just yet for Topher. This is definitely putting him behind the 8 ball as far as progress.
So, Red Mage threw out a nuke. We had about a total of 500 damage, and then Tia's like, you can nuke, I can nuke too. And swings right back with that nuke and kind of hurts the whole party just a little. Zap comes out, doesn't kill anyone, thank goodness. Got a power bomb, we're gonna cure, we're gonna... Oh, nope, we're gonna black shirt, okay. Keep power bonking. Tiamat has fast, that should be a little scary. Black shirt comes out, 35 damage. Red Mage isn't even gonna bother doing anything. Swing for 3 hits for 257. Ink does nothing. Cure 3 comes out, helps the fighter be even more protected. Red Mage still completely useless. 3 hits, 125. Lightning 2 comes out, kills that useless White Mage. Thank you for doing us a favor. We appreciate it. 3 hits for 96. Lightning 2 again, doesn't do much of anything. Chip damage. Gonna Cure 3. But doesn't matter, Tiamat's down. And with that, we should be able to move on. We're gonna bring up the Black Mage this time, not the Red Mage. No one cares about that Red Mage. It doesn't have the spells we need.
Well, ADR getting healed up, getting ready to go towards Chaos. Well, Krelen has dropped all but his Knight and is going for that grind. Unless something really drastic occurs, which totally can happen. Chaos can totally be Chaos.
Yep.
Krelen is just sitting back waiting to see the loss.
Yeah, if this goes for ADR, then Krelen may just be ready to get into Topher by the time ADR finishes. But Krelen has spent a lot of time on this grind, and I unfortunately don't think it's going to pay off for him this time unless this Chaos is terrible. So, we're going to go with a wait, a swing, and a lock. Defense sword. Oh, he's the defensing, not swinging. Rub misses. Huzzah. That was a little scary. Even with a ribbon on, you don't want to crit through. We're going to get the fast. We're going to get more defense. We're going to get a lightning 2 out. Chaos does have spells. We're going to power bonk. Going to keep blocking. Going to try and make this Chaos easy enough to kill. Lightning 3 comes out. Kills the Black Mage. Black Mage can't do anything else at this point. That's sad. More power bonks. Fire 2 still chip damage. No one cares. Bane. Good. Doesn't do anything. That's what you want to see. Still power bonking. ADR does not want to take any chances. Goodbye to that 1 cure forecast. White Mage gets quad X. 9 hits 728. Give us 2 more of those. Chaos should go down. The 8 hits 778. 9 hits 703. That is it right there. Terminated. Chaos is down. And Krelen almost immediately forfeits. Because,
GG's in chat, everyone. That is a win for ADR with a racetime.gg final time of 49 minutes, 41 seconds.
So I'm going to let you handle interviews at this point because I just did a lot of talking there in Topher.
I do not blame you. Your excitement was just mirroring everything we were feeling. Let's see if
and there's
ADR
ADR.
come in.
Drag him in. There we go. ADR, GG.
Thank you.
You knew what was coming in Topher. You made that check and you made the grind until you thought you were ready. And it really did come down to it. That light axe carrying you through.
Yeah, that was a huge risk, and that Kraken too. I was almost certain I was a goner at that point.
It just really did come down to whether or not you could survive Topher. Having no temper, relying on that defense sword, that power bonk to keep your knight going.
Yeah, when I picked up the power bonk, that was really the go mode condition, so I stopped doing boxes after that. The bats told me that Chaos was evasive and had a lot of armor, but nothing else really jumped out at me. So I figured if I can get there with the power bonk and some locks, I should be able to finish the job. But wow, it was close.
Indeed, indeed. What are your thoughts as far as the party composition, how you got there?
So I like to bring the ninja along on these flags, just in case you get a good katana. But this time, all 3 of the mages were appealing to me in some way, and since the fighter had plus strength and plus hit percent, I was really confident the fighter could do the job. And so I just went fighter plus support.
Well, that thief really would have helped with the katana that was picked up, but the plus strength on that knight really made it possible. I just have it. It's hard to talk and discuss the races, how crazy they have been. This is another sub 50-minute race. Did you
Yeah,
at any point feel like you were behind?
actually, after losing game two, I was on edge for a good chunk of it. And then seeing another early floater, it's just going in my mind again, like, I'd better just go, go, go. And it came, like I said, it came so close. Watching the
How
end of that stream, Krelen was right behind me. If I did take a wipe in Topher, he would have been better prepared and entering. Again, I think he made the right play that a lot of times works out, but the luck went the other way this time.
Yeah, finding that blue stake early and knowing where it was so he could bank it up and go back to grind could really have paid off for him. But your early grind up on that fighter really made a difference.
Yeah, what happened there is first I saw the blaze and bounced off of it, but then after picking up the ribbon, it was still in my mind, and I'm like, that's an opportunity. I can get a solo grind going, and it really worked out quite well. And that light axe is doing good work.
What did you think when you saw the key in the shop?
Well, I wanted to go do a pop grind and get the money, and the little game was just like, nope, that's not going to work. And so Len looked at selling some stuff off, not enough money. And so Len, I was worried that I'd have to walk all the way down and go all the way back and, bounce back and forth. And when the floater came up, that kind of bailed me out of that.
It's again, it's so hard to discuss. Uh, just congratulations, man. You're going on to the round 16. You're gonna face Hate 13th, I believe.
Yep, and Hates, I believe he's undefeated so far in this tournament, and I'm sure he's going to want to keep it that way. So we'll see what happens next week.
Any thoughts on the seed otherwise?
Well, my other big thought was in that Kraken 2 fight, I'm pretty sure I was in an RNG loop because every time I'd cure 4 and then it would do exactly 178 damage on a crit, which is 1 point over half hit points. So after blowing a few cure 4s, I actually spent a few more frames in the menu hoping to get out of that particular RNG cycle. And I don't know if it's superstition or not, but it appears to have worked.
The counter RNG loop on that would have been just kind of silly to see, but it may well have been.
And then that Zeus bonk, I did not plan ahead for that. I gotta tell you, using a caster item on Cracker 2 on a solo white mage is not plan A, B, C, or even D. And I'm just looking at the menu and like, do I have harm 3? No. Do I have fade? No. Oh, well, I guess I have a Zeus bonk. It'll have to do.
Yeah, that was plan F me. Pray to the gods.
Oh, yeah.
And it worked.
Well, this game three, it's a little bit late for me. I think I'd want to head up to bed pretty soon, but I will say thank you to all of you for running these streams. And Krell and GG's, like, that was a good game. It could have easily went the other way. And so, certainly a good player, and I look forward to facing him again in some other event.
Most definitely. Okie dokie. Or Dark Moon, do you have anything to add?
I do not. That was a fantastic race, and I was glad here I was here for it.
Likewise. Okie dokie, if that is the case, let's go ahead and end it here. ADR, go ahead and get some rest. You have well and truly earned it. For myself, Dark Moon, our restreamer Demon Frog, and our tracker JLo, this has been a round of 32 in the Final Fantasy Randomizers Chaos Winter Carnival Tournament. Thank you all, and have a good night.
And just as a reminder, if you like what you saw, want to see more, come to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com.